What are they doing now?
What are they up to now? So,
hopefully not gonna go into a Doctor Strange.
No. This is more about talking about Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, I believe, is the actor who plays Captain America. There was a recent interview with him, and I actually don't have anything in front of me right now that I can pull up articles or anything like that, but there was a recent article with Chris Evans asking him a little bit of background on this. He once said that he was really looking forward to the time when he wasn't Captain America anymore because, I mean, they do have to have really strenuous workout schedules. Their diets are super restrictive.
Yeah, you just want to get fat and have a good time sometime,
Right. And that's 9 months leading up to the film. You have to it's like you're living like you're in some kind of cult or something like that.
Everybody wants to be Captain America, but Captain America is the only one that doesn't want to be Captain America.
Right, because he knows what it takes to be like that. And for when you think about it, so it's like I'm doing this for my shirt to be off for literally a few seconds on camera.
Yeah, it takes that much work just to pretend you're Captain America.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he made the comment that this is not quite what I want to do. I would like to do some directing, act in a few other roles, and then I want to say a matter of a few months later, he kind of did an about face with that, and he's like, actually, this role means a lot to me now, and I would have a hard time seeing someone else come in and do the role, because I'd always think that I could do it better. That all that stuff works into it too. So he's changed his mind on that. Now recently he had an interview where he was asked again, well, your contract is almost up. I want to say with this third Avengers movie, third and fourth one. Are you going to be stepping away from this role? And he actually said that the person you need to worry about is not me, but Robert Downey Jr.
I can see that.
And I have to say, and I love Robert Downey Jr. in the role of Tony Stark. I don't think anyone in Hollywood currently could do as good of a job as he does. It seems like he was born to play that. Yeah,
but think about every role before the Marvel Universe that he was in.
Right.
Super different. Multi-eclectic, just the diversity of characters that he would play. And now, that's one thing that I've been thinking about. Robert Downey Jr., when was the last time that you saw him in a different role?
In a non-Marvel... Well, I mean,
you see him in light rom-coms.
Here and there.
Yeah, but they're not they're in-betweeners, let me see. I got time. I got time for this one.
But maybe that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, that's true. But he doesn't strike me as a guy that wants to do the same thing over and over again. He probably is bored.
Well, I remember him saying in an interview the reason why he took on the Iron Man role was he wanted to be in a superhero role. He wanted to have that as a legacy thing, especially for his kids that were I think he's got a son that was growing up at the time. I have to say he's been doing it a lot longer than I thought he would.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to do something in the last Avengers movie to make it so that he wasn't Iron Man anymore, and also at the end of Iron Man 3, it seems like he's not going to be doing that anymore. And then Avengers 2 or Avengers Age of Ultron, he's back in the suit after he blew them all up.
Tony Stark keeps messing up, but it's okay in the end. It seems like
everything works out.
So many movies that they've been coming out with, based around Tony Stark or Avengers, is just Tony Stark dropping the ball. Oh, and it almost destroys the world.
Yeah. I would, and how I would like to see the character. First of all, I think there's plenty of other heroes that you can go to that you don't have to keep having Tony Stark / Iron Man to support the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
I think the torch can be passed to somebody else.
I'm looking forward to the new Spider-Man that's coming out.
Oh yeah.
Which
he's in as Iron Man.
Yeah. Tobey Maguire, man. The first Spider-Man movie in that series was okay. That was a pretty good Spider-Man movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And then the
second one, I love the second one. Second one's my favorite.
Second one's okay too. Both of them I think are pretty good. But then the third one,
what happened, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, they were like, you know who's really into with the kids? My Chemical Romance.
Also,
kids are all about that right now.
Also, it's like first movie, great success, critically acclaimed, one villain. All right. Second movie, critically acclaimed, great success, one villain. All right. Third movie, let's just ruin this by having 3 villains.
Don't do that. Don't do. First of all, you can't introduce Venom. Like it's the Spider-Man villain. You don't introduce Venom with Sandman. And then give Sandman like more attention than Venom.
Right.
And then I'm sorry, but all I can think about is the look on Red's face in that 70s show. You know? Like like the whole movie, I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't
But so I'm looking forward to Spider-Man as well.
He would not have approved of his son doing that.
They
such a terrible job.
But it seems like he's going to be Iron Man for at least a couple more movies. What I want them to do, like I said, I don't want them to recast anybody as Tony Stark. Just do away with the character. I'd rather them not kill him off. I mean, it wouldn't be past Marvel to do that. I'd rather him do something like, okay, I'm just going to not be Iron Man anymore, and just leave things in someone else's hands.
Do they ever, in the Marvel, I'm not sure. I know that they like reboot the universe sometimes, but like
DC and Marvel both do that.
But DC more than Marvel, and DC,
yeah, they do.
DC passes the torch a lot too with a lot of their characters.
Like there's so many, there are so many different story arches in just DC with Batman training new heroes.
Yeah, or just Robin, who's got a Robin Academy. You know, it's like just stamps on their forehead. He's like, Batman approved.
You're Robin.
You get out
Robin
there. 2,
and you're Robin 3.
That's how hard he works to train these kids. He has lost his voice. Like,
I've been training your kid for a long time. I can't even talk.
Take a break, Bruce. Oh, Batman. But do they ever do that with Marvel? Like, they don't really do any time elapse. I mean, they did with Days of Future Past with X-Men. Like, couldn't they do something to recast like they did with Xavier?
Well, they do have recently. They've been doing it where I know that there was
Tony Stark.
No, but someone else became Iron Man. It wasn't Tony Stark.
Yeah, who's that?
I just know it was like a black teenage female.
Interesting.
Yeah, total shift. But I was like, okay, we could try that. See what happens with that. Jane Foster became Thor. The new Thor, like she inherited his powers, so there was like a female Thor for a while.
The power in immortal
Whoever's
God.
worthy of the name of Thor, and she did something to become worthy of that because he wasn't worthy anymore. But that's like
He's just been binging.
Worthy.
Yeah.
And I loosely follow comics. I don't I don't.
Thor discovers Norse death metal, and all of a sudden he's not so worthy.
This Van Halen guy.
Yeah.
He sounds pretty cool. No, it's Van Halen, not Van Halen, really.
Yes.
But yeah, I'd hate to see him go. He has been doing it for much longer than myself, and I think probably a lot of people expected him to do it for.
Yeah.
He's been doing it since we're coming up on 10 years now.
That's true.
That's a long time. It's not quite as long as Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
I wonder, how much do you think that they'd match on 401k for Iron Man? That seems like a solid gig, you know? Like full benefits, PTO, 401k.
Why, you thinking of taking on the role?
Yeah.
You kind of look like...
I got a suit. I got suit.
You need a haircut, get the facial hair
That's
going.
True. I forgot my hair is getting long.
Yeah,
But
why not?
I Tony Starked it back in the day.
You could probably actually fit in that suit too.
I'm gonna verb that. I could Stark that.
I could Stark
it. Slightly off topic. Have you been keeping up with Legion?
No.
You got Hulu, right?
No.
You don't? You
Netflix.
Don't got Hulu? You got Netflix? It's on Hulu. And FX. You got Comcast.
I do get FX.
Yeah. Do you have a on demand for FX?
Just regular cable.
Well, if you ever get a chance,
You recommend it though?
it's fantastic. It's crazy. It all has to do with an up and coming psychic who I won't give you any details of it. I'll just say that
Charles Xavier.
Oh, this guy. It starts out like the very first scene kind of does like a compilation of shots and things through with music over it, showing him grow up as a kid, and then they put him on the pills, they get him into the psych ward and all that stuff, and he's just sitting there going through the routine, and that's where you come in, this guy that's just like in the psych ward, because he hears voices, he sees things, but it turns out that he's just super psychic. Yeah, that's all I'll really give on that. But let's take The Matrix. Are we really outside of the Matrix, or are we like a part of it and we just don't know it? It gets to that level where he doesn't know if he's a schizophrenic, and all the people that are now telling him that he has superpowers are real, or if they are real and then he does have superpowers and can manipulate the natural world because of his psychokinetic abilities. Or if maybe he's just, he is psychic, but the world around him is an internal projection, or somebody else that's a stronger psychic is projecting the world.
Oh my goodness.
It gets super crazy into that. And it's insane. Like it.
Wow.
So if you're into the Inception,
just
Inception
layers
ideas,
and layers of realities and that kind of stuff.
It gets into that, and then he can create like secret little. He's like, "You guys are in my mind. I created this secret little area for us to hang out, so that we can have a conversation without anyone knowing." Does that kind of stuff. But at first, he didn't know anything about it. He's just like some guy that thinks he's crazy, and he's just taking so many pills that he can't tell if it's the pills or the craziness that's getting to him. Because yeah. So anyways,
yeah, we covered that. We talked about it when they first announced it, but
it is great. It's my favorite Marvel TV adaptation. Iron Fist. I like Ultimate Spider-Man, the cartoon. Watch with my daughter, and it's great. The Iron Fist in that, I like how they portray him, but the Iron Fist TV show is.
I've only seen the first episode.
I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but I don't like it where it feels like they worked all week on a dance routine. Oh, I'm sorry, on a karate routine. It's super drama. It's not so much about his abilities and the fighting of it. It's just all the drama and shadow organizations and the talking and talking and talking.
What struck me as really odd is even in the first episode, he comes home, he's been missing all these years, he comes home and there's just all this animosity towards him. Yeah. It's like, "Oh, you're not Danny," but why don't you just ask him a question that only Danny would know? Do you really want to find out if it's him or not? Yeah. Or what? And I know that there's other stuff going on, and kind of like a Norman Osborn, Harry Osborn situation.
And I didn't know the universe behind Iron Fist, so going into it, it's me learning it through the eyes of the director. And the writing staff on Iron Fist. So I don't know how accurate it is to the actual Marvel universe, but there's some really weird, crazy stuff that's going on behind the scenes that you start figuring out. It's interesting enough for me to be 5 or 6 episodes deep, but I'm starting to it's starting to lose me. Where it's just
And see, I would love for them to tie the Netflix stuff and whatever Marvel has rights to, tie that into the movies. Yeah. They're going to... Have you heard of Defenders?
No.
That's going to be Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist in one show.
That's cool.
Like an Avengers type thing, but in a show.
Now, I can't go any... I don't want to spoil anything because of how awesome Legion is.
Well, see, Legion is fine, though.
But Legion is also in the Marvel Universe.
Unless they've worked out a deal that I'm not aware of.
Is it not candid? I thought that it was...
It takes place in the X-Men universe. The X-Men universe is not necessarily tie into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But Marvel does tie into, like, I know that it does not in the cinematic universe.
Not in the cinematic, right.
But as far as, like, the overall Marvel, I mean, you do see comic crossover, and you do see
Right.
it
Yeah,
in there.
Marvel owns X-Men, but they don't own any of the TV or movie rights.
Don't you hate red tape?
Yes, I do.
Don't you hate...
We almost didn't get Spider-Man and Civil War because of that. Now Sony and Marvel like co-jointly own Spider-Man movie rights.
They just need to get over it. Just get over yourself.
I just wish all the rights would go back to Marvel and let Marvel do
now
what they're
that-
doing because they know what they're doing.
Now that Marvel does have, instead of like, hey, we really need the money, Universal Studios. So
Or
could
back
you...
in the 90s, let's spit out this Fantastic Four movie that's
talk about
absolutely horrible. Just so we can hold on to the rights.
Universal, let's talk about Islands of Adventure. We're okay with that. Just anybody give us any kind of money so that we can recover.
Yeah, that's so weird now that they're owned by Disney. That is really weird.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.